Hey everyone, Meryl here. In the process of cooking, trying Indian food for the first time, really exciting stuff. And while I was in the process of cooking, I felt a little tightness in my upper back, neck, and shoulders. So I thought I would make just a short little video, things that you can do to kind of help open up the shoulders, get some movement in them, stretch out the back a bit, with really simple techniques. There's one I really like to do with typically a strap if we're in a yoga class, but you can do this with any sort of long towel. Just make sure it's long enough to get your arms up and behind you. So if your towel's really short, you're gonna find yourself really fighting with it to try to get it behind you. And we don't want that. We want it to be a really simple, smooth movement back. Yeah? So let's find one. Take a second. And you don't have to twirl it up or anything because it's just going to unwind. Keep the towel pretty taut. Feet are about hip width apart and keep a softness in the knees. Don't walk the knees out. And on an inhale breath, take the arms up over your head. And as you exhale, take the arms behind you nice and slow. So you want to honor the integrity of the shoulder joint. It's the most vulnerable joint in the body. Inhale, arms are going up. And it's the most vulnerable joint in the body because it has the most range of motion out of all our joints. So we really want to be mindful of it. So again, you'll inhale, arms up. And lost my towel. I got buttery hands. Exhale, take it back. So let's do this for a couple rounds. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's go for one more forward. And we'll go for one more back. Continue to follow your breath. And this time, hold it back behind you. So imagine you're trying to rip your towel apart. So there's a bit of traction there. Now, with a slight engagement in the core, can you send a breath into your heart? Keep that lift in the heart as you exhale. And do it again. Now we're going to exaggerate the movement just a bit. So create a little bit of a back bend in your spine. Take a breath into the heart. Stay here as you breathe out. Now as you inhale, straighten the spine. Take the arms up over the head. Hold them here. So I'm going to mirror you all. So keep your right arm kind of straight like it is. Let your left arm go back and behind you as your right arm goes up and over. So we're not going straight to the side, but depending on your flexibility, we'll kind of decide the angle of which you're going back behind you. So you should feel a nice stretch all along the right arm. Don't mind my hairy underarms. My waxer's closed. We're all closed. It's very strange. Oh! The wind got you. Oh, now I'm upside down. So still hold where you are. Laugh at my terrible footage. That's a negative word. My funny footage, my imperfect footage. We'll inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, take it over to the other side. So the angle's changed a bit, my apologies, but you see my torso. And my sister gave me this apron. It's quite lovely. It makes me feel official in the kitchen. So this is going to be a great video, great little routine. I know a lot of you all are at home working on computers and whatnot, and it's really important, you know, every 45 minutes, maybe hour max, to just take 5 minutes, get up, stretch, move your body in the opposite action of which it's been in. So if you think about sitting in a chair, you have your knees bent, flexing at the hip joint, so try to get some hip openers. Shoulders might be rounding forward, so take them back. That's what we're doing here. Let's inhale, take the arms up overhead. One more time, we'll exhale behind. We'll inhale up. And this time, exhale, take the arms forwards, but bring the towel parallel to the floor. Round the spine quite a lot like cat pose. Take the chin to the chest and rip the strap towel apart with your hands. And we'll inhale, take it up, and exhale, release. All right, got a little sweaty out here. So next piece you can do with the wall, and you may really feel that after gripping as much as you just were on the towel. What we're gonna do is you're gonna take your fingertips, they're gonna point down, and you're gonna take them to the wall, and any amount, try to bring the palms to the wall as you straighten your arms. So if you have, see if I can take it down a bit. So if you have limited range of motion in the wrists, you might notice that your the heels of the hands are staying up, or maybe you don't straighten your arms as much, and that's okay. If you need to, you can give yourself a little pedal to kind of warm up a little bit, but this is gonna be really nice for your hands. And if the hands are all tight from typing or writing or whatnot, you might feel some wrist discomfort, and you may even feel it up into the elbow. When you're doing a lot of gripping, you're working flexors, extenders, when you're doing all that computer work. And so that's going to cause some aggravation, maybe in the lateral, medial, outside, inside elbow joint. So if you're experiencing that, try this out a few times a day. And you can even lean into it a bit. Sometimes I even like to rock a little side to side. That'll change the experience a bit on the wrists. Do a little rain dance for me. I've planted so many plants and now I need the rain versus watering all the time. All right, so if you lean back at all, you're gonna step towards the wall, slowly release, give your hands a nice shake. Then imagine you're flicking water, a few little flicks. All right, and one more for you real quick. And there's two different ways you can do this. This is gonna be different depending on the flexibility in the shoulders. So it's kind of like a downward dog pose, if you're familiar with that, but we're doing, instead of hands on the floor, we're doing hands on the wall. So you wanna have your hands maybe a little higher than your shoulders, and you want them a bit wider than your shoulders as well. So oftentimes people kind of do very narrow hands with down dog, and that might add some shoulder aggravation. So don't hesitate to take the hands out wide. It's almost as if the L's of the hands are kind of framing your shoulders. So you'll come to that. Find a comfortable positioning for your wrist. Some people really have more external, some have more internal. Just listen to your body and try to feel what feels best. So once you find a good positioning for the hands, you're gonna step your feet away quite a lot, strong arms, and slowly let the heart melt towards the floor. Make sure you can see me a bit. Yeah, I guess so. So your heart's gonna melt towards the floor, and you're gonna relax your head. Soften the knees, and continue to let your body sink. See if I can adjust this a little bit for you. There we go. So your tailbone's gonna go up a bit, nice long stretch in the spine. Trying to relax the head as much as you can. So you're welcome to stay here for as long as you want, a few deep breaths. And then another variation that I like to do instead of hands, and this will take a bit more openness in the shoulders, I'll bring my hands to prayer, elbows pretty close and tucked in. I'll scooch the elbows up a little higher, and then I'll begin to bend the back of bend my elbows so that the hands come towards the back of my head. So choose which variation you'd like. If you can, try to do that perhaps a couple times throughout the day. Takes not even 10 minutes. So take care, stay healthy, and happy quarantine.